Hi, I'm Janelle Arison. Coming up next, we've got RoboCop 2. Now, we've come a long way from the days of the Keystone Cops. Over the years, the movie cop has gone through many changes. Now, in the 30s, he was a hard-boiled pursuer of justice. And by the 50s, movie cops were a bit more human. And in the 60s and 70s, they were downright corrupt. Now, in the 90s, we have RoboCop, a lethal killing machine who uses violence to fight violence. Well, whenever he has some spare time, RoboCop is also a very effective recruiter of Showtime subscribers. And that reminds me, did you call 1-800-382-7800 to order Showtime? These are the final hours of Showtime's free preview weekend, because at midnight, the preview is over and our special installation discount will be a thing of the past. So, if you've been watching over the last 3 nights, you already know that Showtime entertains you like no one can, and that we have something for everyone, especially movies. We bring you blockbuster comedies like Look Who's Talking To, starring John Travolta and Kirstie Alley, and L.A. Story with Steve Martin. Thrillers like The Russia House with Sean Connery and Michelle Pfeiffer, and action adventures like Quigley Down Under, starring Tom Selleck. We'll continue to bring you our original award-winning Showtime movies, including the premiere of Dennis Hopper's Backtrack, starring Academy Award winner Jodie Foster. At Showtime, we believe that variety is the key to getting the most out of your entertainment dollar, so we bring you something for everyone. Showtime entertains you with comedy specials with comic talents such as Yakov Smirnoff, Paul Reiser, Jim Carrey, and Tim Allen.
Men still have the same choices they've had all their lives, but women's got all these new choices. They're all upset about it. We just try to make them happy. I'm be single and just date. Single, job, part-time, then date. Date, just get job full-time, date half-time. I'll be married to work full-time. Married to work half-time. Married, have children, work. Married, not children, au pair. Married, have pool boy, marry the pool boy. I mean, men's choice is the same as always been. We can work, and penitentiary, basically.
And don't forget our championship boxing. We were there for the Tyson-Ruddock match and rematch, the Holyfield-Douglas heavyweight bout last year, and last month we saw Julio Cesar Chavez defend his title against Lonnie Smith. At Showtime, we also entertain kids like no one can. Recently, we expanded our lineup of children's programming. Children enjoy quality, commercial-free programs like KIDS TV, a colorful news series produced by Weekly Reader. Showtime is truly a great value. Now, where else can you get all this fabulous entertainment for an average of just $10 or less a month, huh? Well, I'll answer my own question. Nowhere. Because many of our programs are just Showtime exclusives. You won't see them anywhere else on TV. Our programs are also shown uncut and, remember, commercial-free. So for those of you who still haven't called, well, this is your last chance to take advantage of our installation discount. I have Robo 2 waiting in the wings. He's got your names and addresses, and he's not afraid to use them. Just kidding. So call. Come on. 1-800-382-7800 to order Showtime. And right now, the R-rated RoboCop 2, starring my old bowling buddy, Peter Weller.
Hi, folks. Bill Harris back with you one more time, and this is it. The end of Showtime's free preview weekend. For the past 3 days, Showtime has entertained you and your family absolutely free. We've entertained you like no one can. We've seen some great moments on screen with Arnold Schwarzenegger in Total Recall, or Kirstie Alley from Madhouse, and in the studio with Showtime comedians like Elaine Boozler, Brian Regan, Paul Reiser. We've told you how Showtime entertains you like no one can. We've shown you blockbuster movies, vintage classics, original dramas. We've shown you Showtime championship boxing and family programming and comedy specials. And you've heard about some of Showtime's real advantages, the exclusive motion pictures, uncut and commercial-free, and the price, an average of $10 or less per month. Now, before we show Taking Care of Business, the final movie, the end of the free preview weekend, pick up that phone. Do something good for old number one. Call 1-800-382-7800. Give yourself the gift, the pleasure of Showtime. You can certainly call after midnight when the preview's over, but if you wait until then, you won't get the money-saving installation discount I've been talking about. Now, if your name's Rockefeller, it doesn't bother you. But for most of us, the discount will come in handy. Right now, get ready to enjoy Jim Belushi in Taking Care of Business. Hope you enjoy it. Make that call. Give yourself Showtime. Thanks for paying attention this weekend. I'm Bill Harris, headed back to Hollywood. I'll see you on Showtime. We'll talk again.
What would I do if I ran a premium TV network? Well, let me tell you. I'd really show them something. First, I'd get the best movies money could buy, and I would never, ever cut them up with commercials. And I'd show lots of fun stuff, like Three Men and a Little Lady, and Mermaids with Cher. I always liked her. You know, stuff everybody likes. Green Card, L.A. Story with Steve Martin. Way to go, Steve. And look who's talking too. Scary stuff like Misery. Ooh, that bit with the sledgehammer. And Arachnophobia. Ugh, I hate spiders.
There's no spider here.
Oh, sure. But my wife liked romantic stuff with Sean Connery. And that Michelle Pfeiffer isn't bad either. And I'd have plenty of stuff for my kids. You know, Teenage Ninja Mutant, Cowabingo. You know, those crazy green guys with the pizza. Aha! Touchdown! Yeah! And for the real little ones, I'd have their favorite stories told to them by big Hollywood stars. And I'd have lots of music, too. And then I'd make movies with stars like Jodie Foster, Dennis Hopper, Barbara Hershey, John Travolta, and Lou Gossett Jr. Yeah, and I'd make my own comedy specials, too, with Tim Allen and Elaine Boozler and the Super One. And I'd have boxing. Yeah, I'd hire the best
Sportscaster I know to say things like, oh, what a right hand, and oh, what a pounding.
And did I tell you that I like classic movies with Gene Kelly and the King? Uh-huh. That's right. And I'd have interviews with the stars and stories about how they make movies. And I'd have really nice graphics that tell you what's on when. And I'd hire those guys who talk
like this and say stuff like, the following program is presented exclusively on Showtime.
Hey, did I say Showtime? I guess it's true. They really do entertain you like no one can.
Seems like only yesterday they were 3 men and a baby. Now,
None of you are married.
Mommy's been swept off her feet.
I'm stunned.
And if she's not rescued from one bad move, Mary and her men are in deep sheep.
It's a Stepford school.
When Tom Selleck, the daddy, Steve Guttenberg, the papa, and Ted Danson, the father,
I don't want to talk about me.
star in 3 Men and a Little Lady. Premiering November 17th on Showtime. The following exclusive movie is brought to you by Showtime, unedited and commercial-free. Only on Showtime. Jacob's Ladder, a descent into hell. A frightening thriller about one man's terror. Action! On November 2nd, you will get a first look at 2 pivotal scenes not included in the original theatrical release or in the home video version. Scenes so important that the director and writer believe seeing them may change your perceptions of the movie. And see them you will on a Showtime exclusive, Jacob's Ladder, The Lost Scenes, immediately following every showing of the movie. Adrian Lyne, director of Jacob's Ladder and Fatal Attraction.
It has an ending that really turns the movie upside down, and you then have to reassess the whole movie.
Bruce Joel Rubin, screenwriter of Jacob's Ladder and Ghost.
It's not a movie that leaves you frightened. It's a movie that shows you the essence of fear.
It's a unique insight into a mystifying, terrifying, psychological thriller. Jacob's Ladder, the movie, followed by Jacob's Ladder, The Lost Scenes. Premieres November 2nd only on Showtime.
I came to America in 1914.
How many times do we have to hear this story?
They were an ordinary family living a dream called America.
You came all the way to America. We're just going to the suburbs.
The trials.
So now we got 4 brothers and 2 don't speak to one another.
The triumphs.
This is us. This is for us.
The turkey.
Go all flesh and blood, and you couldn't wait.
Armin Mueller-Stahl, Aidan Quinn, Avalon. Premiering next Sunday on Showtime.
been a murder.
Dan Merrick knows who did it, if he could only remember.
He went all the way down in that car. The patient doesn't know his name, his family.
No memory, no history.
Try to kill you once. I'll try it again.
Fire!
Tom Berenger, Greta Scacchi, Bob Hoskins, Joanne Whalley-Kilmer, and Corbin Burnson star in Shattered, an erotic mystery that warns what you don't know can kill you. From the director of the critically acclaimed Das Boot, Shattered is Wolfgang Petersen's first American thriller based on his own screenplay.
It's a story about a man played by Tom Berenger who is in the beginning in a terrible car crash. It's like a miracle that he survives this. And when he wakes up, and then they put him back together, and he has no memory at all.
It's Hitchcock. He could have written this.
It's a pretty dangerous thing. She didn't even sprain her ankle. You think about that. Is she falling? Or jumping? A real roller coaster ride.
I had to go back and read it over again because I went, no, wait a minute. I'll warn you, pal.
I'll suck your blood.
The script itself is a brilliant script.
There's no way that you could have received these head injuries if you were sitting behind the wheel of a car.
I think it's one of the real greatest surprising plots. There are a lot of things happening to him that is really very surprising, very, very unusual, very scary. It's a story of twists and turns.
We must have talked for 3 hours on the phone. Finally, by the end of the conversation, I said, all right, I'm in.
Tom Berenger, I really can say that, it's probably his best performance since Platoon.
Let me go inside that ship. Please. Give me Lieutenant Lacey.
Oh, for God's sake, Gus. If I did it, I'll pay for it. I'm not going to run.
This character has got amnesia. He can't remember anything, so he has to accept everything, what he's told, you know, everything at face value. I've met a few amnesia victims, and it's fascinating, but it's very sad, too. Things start coming back, but the problem with that, you see, is you don't know how much has come back. It's like starting all over again.
I did a bit of research on him. Let's start with the accident. Now, you was driving the car, right?
Right.
Wrong. Gus has got a very strong curiosity. That's why he's a good detective. He's spent 30 years looking through keyholes, and he's grown very, very disillusioned with the human being.
They're all pretty much their own worst enemies. They live a lie.
In Shattered, don't believe everything you hear.
Well?
And only believe half of what you see. The Thrill-A-Minute thriller, Shattered.
Word up.
Give me some.
Frank White's fresh out of jail.
I feel no remorse.
And to reclaim his turf.
It's a terrible thing.
He takes on the mob. The gangs of Chinatown. Even the cops.
Who made you judge and jury?
Christopher Walken will stop at nothing.
Hey, you.
To become the king of New York.
It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
Premiering next month on Showtime. Sharpshooter Tom Selleck has been hired to clean up this town. His plans are about to backfire.
Good of you to drop in again.
His employer's a tad moody.
Oh, by the way, you're fired.
His new assistant is hit or miss. But if anybody can teach a lesson in labor relations, it's Tom Selleck.
Is everybody in this country as butt ugly as you three?
And Laura San Giacomo.
Take me if you want to, Roy.
In Quigley Down Under. World television premiere Friday on Showtime.
Hi, this is comedian Jeff Foxworthy inviting you to watch my Showtime comedy special. We have a great theater, great crowds, great crew, great laughs. In fact, the only thing that wasn't great was a slightly irritated farmer named Mr. Campbell who told us on no uncertain terms, "Get the hell off my land." Join us right here on Showtime.
Jeff Foxworthy, You Might Be a Redneck. Premieres November 1st.
Watch Jim Carrey get carried away.
See, this puts out a definite message.
You know? Watch him say and do things he'd never even try on In Living Color.
Back in the
cervix. I was seaman first class.
No longer underrated, no longer underplayed, but still under observation.
See, madness is never that far away.
Watch Jim Carrey perform his unnatural act. Premiering November 17th only on Showtime. The following is an exclusive movie presentation brought to you by Showtime. We entertain you like no one can.